Hello and welcome to the Tottenham programme. Dan, as always, Paul, hello, how are we?
I'm all good, mate. How are you? You okay?
Very well, thank you. Apologies to the listeners first, it's been a little while since we've recorded. So we've got a few games to catch up on, mate, and I think you've been to a couple of them, so should know firsthand your thoughts, really. But should we go recent and go backwards, or how do you want to start this?
Whatever, mate. Whatever you want to do. What one? Where did we leave it with? What was the one that we left it?
So we last recorded after the Man United 2-2.
Yeah. So what was the game after that?
Arsenal.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. We'll skip
Shove that in the bin.
Yeah.
PSG.
PSG. Yeah. Again, some positive to take away from that, I think. And it's interesting because even in that game, you could see signs of, a little bit more energy, a little bit more passion, if you like, and obviously a standout performance from Polo.
Well, Kolo, but I think also that PSG has started what has followed in terms of he went with Sarr, Gray, Bergville. They all started, and I think from that Arsenal game, that's the last time that we've seen Bergville, Bentancur and Palhinha.
Mm-hmm.
They've not both started a game since, and I think that PSG may be a bit of a turning point in terms of that. Obviously not results, because what followed that was Fulham.
Yes. The Arsenal game was just pure and utter disgrace in terms of just the effort. Because I don't mind getting beat by quality. Sometimes you just got to wipe your mouth and understand where they are and where we are.
There's a way of losing a game, though, isn't there?
There is, mate. You're right, indeed. And yes, the PSG was a bit of an upturn, even though it wasn't a win. And then you say after that we had
Fulham, yep.
So again, that I went to that. Tough to take that one. Couple things. I was in the south stand, lower, so both of their goals and more importantly, both of their celebrations right in front of me.
Really?
Yeah, Sessegnon made eye contact with me. Can't be 100% certain, but I think he called me a mug.
You still coming over, Paul, are you, you mug?
It was like, going 1-0 down is not great, but you still think, there's enough time to turn this around. And then, again, I was right in line with Vicario, and you're just thinking, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
In fact, we were shouting it, just, get rid of it. And, unforgivable. And I don't know if it's...
Well, he did get rid of it, but just straight to a Fulham player.
Straight to a Fulham player. And I don't know if it's the ever optimism in me, optimist, where you still think there's still enough time here,
Well, there was. I mean, that was 6 minutes, 2-0 down. So, of course, there was enough time. You still had 84 minutes of time to go without added time added on to that. So,
but to be fair to Fulham, Dan, they weren't peppered. Their goalie weren't pulling off save after save. So again,
if anything, they was peppering us because they could have been 4-0 up at half time.
So I'm thinking more second half. So first half was a complete write-off.
Yeah.
Completely outclassed. But then even second half, I know we got a goal back, but we was never really,
Good goal as well.
Yeah, it was a good goal. It was a nice individual bit of brilliance from Bergville and a good finish from Kudus. But the goalie weren't keeping them in the game, Dan. And again, I walked away from there down the high road, just thinking, we just didn't do enough again,
And then on to Newcastle.
Right, yes. So I don't know about you, mate, but Newcastle, I just didn't have no hope.
No, I didn't. I thought I spoke to you the morning of that game, and I think you said to me, "What would you reckon tonight?" And I said, I just feel like it's going to be a battering, like a 4-5, something like that. We'd had Arsenal, PSG and Fulham inside a week, and then I just felt St James's Park is like the worst place a team that's suffering those sort of results could go to, because they do like to put it to a team, don't they? And as we've witnessed in the last couple of seasons, very much so us. So I wasn't hopeful, and I still don't think we played exceptionally well, really. But what we did give is what we didn't give in the Arsenal one was fight and determination.
Yeah. Again, I was probably like you. Was surprised really, apart from them hitting the post in the first half, we contained them to a certain extent. We didn't really offer much going forward. But yeah, I'm with you. It wasn't a great performance, but we dug in, and Captain Fantastic dug us out. But I think most Tottenham fans were positive, but purely just about the result. Again, you're walking away from
it was the result, but it was also the attitude of the players, and I almost felt there was an equaliser coming after that dodgy fucking penalty that Newcastle got. I almost felt like the players took that as right, okay, fuck this, we're going to go after them now, and I did sort of feel that equaliser coming. So it didn't surprise me, and I actually thought we might go on and win it, because I know when he scored there was only 2 minutes left, but I just had that sort of Ajax feeling, where it's like, can we do this? Or like, remember when we beat Leicester, when we 2-1 down or something on the 95th minute and we won 3-2. Like, I felt like that moment was in there. It very nearly did happen for the last kick of the game, but I think you've got to take a draw away at Newcastle. Man City was only there 2 weeks prior and lost 2-1. So you got to take a draw away at Newcastle as a good result.
Yeah, listen, when you've got centre-backs that can run the length of the pitch and score, and you've also got centre-backs that can smash in overhead kicks, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
Mate, I mean, the overhead kick obviously gets talked about, but I think
the header,
the header, mate.
Yeah, the header was good.
That was like an old school 90s header, diving header. You don't really get goals like that anymore, because, and I listened to, oh God, who was it? One of the ex-striker, might have been Dean Ashton or something, on one of the radios. And, he was just saying, like, strikers now, they don't take that gamble of running across the front of a centre half, whereas Romero did. And he was saying that the reason you don't see those goals anymore is because strikers are just taught differently. But Romero's sort of showing there, being a defender, he knows the weakness of the defender, and what he had to do was get in front of him to get that header.
I think you see the best of Romero when he can play as a free spirit. And we'll go on to the next couple of games, but that was certainly like, what's he even doing up there? But he is someone that, there's been a few times that he gets us out of it, and very good, well taken goal. Both of them, really, both of them.
Although what I will say with Romero, obviously after Arsenal, he got his 5th yellow card there, missed the Fulham game.
Yeah.
Since then, he's got another 2 bookings, so he's only 3 bookings away now from a 2-game suspension.
You know what though? I don't feel as nervous watching him as I used to. I'm not sure whether it's the captaincy, even to some degree at the end of last year under Ange. I just don't feel as nervous, and I know the yellow cards are crap. They're piling up. The tackle he did.
Oh yeah, we'll get on to Brentford in a minute.
The tackle we did, but that was probably the first time in a good 18 months I'll be like, for fuck's sake, what's he doing?
Yeah.
But no, I know the yellow cards are piling up, and you make a good point. But I just don't feel as nervous. I think
the only reason I bring it up is obviously we've got Notts Forest this weekend, Liverpool the following weekend. If he gets a booking in both those 2 games, all of a sudden You got your eye on this busy Christmas period where he could be sitting out for 2 games.
Yeah, I think over this Christmas period anyway, I think he'll be rested at some point anyway. But yeah, I know what you mean. But yeah, I'm not worried about Romero. I do think he's gone up another level, taking on the captaincy.
Well, he's leading, isn't he?
He is, and that's exactly what he is. He is a leader.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, let's come on to Brentford then. Obviously, that followed Newcastle. Going into the game, we have got an awful record at home in the Premier League. Obviously, hadn't won there since the opening game of the season against Burnley. We're coming off the back of that dreadful performance against Fulham. There was a lot of doom and gloom going into that game, and there was a lot of, if Frank loses this against his former club, where do you stand with him? Those conversations were genuinely happening across the fan base.
No, listen, the murmurings in the stadium concourse, it was exactly the same, mate, if I'm honest. I was getting a bit, look, not saying everything's rosy now, but you
getting a bit twitchy.
I'm not. One thing you want to see is something. So you just want to see, just chinks, and you could. Man City was arguably and Burnley, and then you had PSG in the cup. But then it's almost been stop start, and there's not been
those 3 games you mentioned was August, and I think you're touching a point there in that, like, of going back to Pochettino first season, it weren't plain sailing. It weren't like, as good as everyone sort of thinks it may be. His record actually wasn't great in that first season. However, what you saw was what he was trying to achieve with the team, and we knew we needed a complete rebuild there. You had to get rid of players like Kabul, Capu, Adebayor, Soldado. All of these had to go out the door, and he needed to start afresh with a high pressing intensity team. And I think what it was, the reason people gave him time was because they could see what he was trying to do and they liked what he was trying to do. Now, with Thomas Frank, I think the concerns have been that they've not really seen what it is he actually wants to do since the Man City game. That was a lot of people's opinions. So
if you look at the early part of it, you was encouraged. Even the pre-season, we were
against Arsenal in pre-season,
Newcastle as well. So you saw we could compete. Started okay. So then we had obviously the indifferency. So I get why people were like, well, what is this? What are we paying all this money for? So going into Brentford, it was very much like what are we going to get today? And I don't want to take anything away from Tottenham and say Brentford were really bad, because they weren't great. But I thought our energy, I thought his team selection in centre mid, first, second balls was spot on.
Yeah. So he started, obviously, so his midfield against Brentford was Bentancur, Gray and Xavi.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we'll sort of mix in the two of Prague in the week and Brentford, because they're quite close together. The midfield starting against Prague was Paulinho, Gray and Xavi. So he stuck with Gray and Xavi in both games. I feel like they've got a bit of an understanding, those two, you can sort of see that Gray's already seeing where Xavi wants the ball, and Xavi's making runs that perhaps he'd already been making throughout this season but wasn't being found. And I wonder if Gray is starting to cement himself as a bit of a permanent fixture in this team. Am I going too early with that?
No, I don't think you are. I don't think we're blessed with options. I just think there's something about Gray that just fills me with a bit more confidence in terms of calmness on the ball. And he just plays like he plays like someone that's got good experience for someone his age. Like he's obviously played centre back, full back for us last year. he just plays with so much freedom, that gets stuck in.
Well, you think the season prior to that at Leeds, he played a full season in the Championship at the age of 17.
So we signed someone with experience, albeit be it second tier. But yeah, I was just really happy with his his movement, distribution. He keeps it simple. You know, might need to buff up a bit, but yeah, I was really encouraged with him. Always plays positive.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Definitely. There was a few pick-outs from that Brentford game. Gray was obviously one. Xavi was awarded man of the match for that as well. You got Jed Spence, looks the best he'd been in quite some time. There was Kudus was looking a bit back to his best. You know, there was quite a few players there to come out of that and say, all right, I've sort of seen something a little bit different today.
Yeah, look, and again, not taking anything away, we don't know how, Burnley weren't great. I know their away form's shocking anyway. But yeah, I just feel that the pockets that Xavi was getting in, running in behind, just the energy for me. Like we could have even drawn that game 0-0, and maybe if we'd have worked the goalie a bit more, the energy was different, and the crowd fed off the energy. And that's all we asked for, is just a bit of effort, and we was winning first balls and second balls, and yeah, it was good to see the flair players, go out there and look like they're enjoying themselves, enjoying their football. You know, Romero enjoyed it a little bit too much. He nearly broke someone in half.
Oh yeah, I must admit, when I saw that, I was surprised that VAR didn't look at that for a red.
Well, I gave the geezer a nudge next to me. I didn't even know him, just nudged him when he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. I'm, you know what it's like in this day and age, mate. You can't even celebrate a goal because you know someone's watching everything that goes on the pitch. So I was absolutely that. Like it was a mid-air scissor.
It was.
You know.
Yeah.
I swear that used to be a finisher move in wrestling in the 90s. I swear it
was. For me, I mean, growing up in the 90s, that would have been a yellow. It wouldn't have been a red. But in this day and age, that I would say that is probably a red card. Like if that happened on a Tottenham player, I'd be shouting for a red.
Yeah, you would, 100%. And you know what? It probably would be given at home because the crowd would have been all over that.
Yeah.
It was a shocking challenge, but as I say, going back, let's hope that was a one-off. But yeah, they're certainly fired up because, we'll go on to their next game in a bit, but, Van der Ven as well he's been like really fired up last couple of games.
Been a bit angry, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I don't mind it as long as it's channeled. But
yeah, that's it. Controlled into the game.
Fighting for these clean sheets. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's come on to the game Tuesday night, wasn't it now? I mean, we started off.
Special night. It was Tuesday, mate. Seeing the little nod to Sonny on the wall. That was lovely.
Yeah. So did you see that obviously on your approach to the stadium?
Yeah. So I made sure I got off at Seven Sisters. Had a little walk down. I forgot how long that walk is.
It's a long one, mate. Yeah.
Next time I might just get a line bike.
Yeah.
It was like, I was thinking, fucking hell.
Did I ever tell you I got off once at Tottenham Hale? And bearing in mind, that's the opposite end to where I would normally come off, but there was massive train delays and it would have been my quickest route to the stadium. So I got off at Tottenham Hale and walked from there. Now, I was thinking, I don't know where I'm going. So I'm following these. There was 3 guys all wearing Tottenham tops, and I thought, well, okay, they know where they're going. I follow them. So I'm walking on, and we're going down this little alleyway, and I'm thinking, where are they going?
Oh, please tell me they turn around and mug you.
No. So we got to the end of the alleyway, and then we're just in like this normal road, houses.
Yeah.
They've gone in a house, haven't they? It's obviously one of their mates' houses. And now I'm down this bloody road thinking, where the fuck do I go from here? My Google thing weren't working, so I've gone back down the alleyway where I've just come from, and eventually sort of found my way back, and then got the internet working, and I've done Google Maps from there. But rookie mistake: don't just follow people in Tottenham Tots thinking they're going to the stadium, because not all of them
especially
do.
if there's only 3 of them. There's normally more.
Well, I don't know. That's a normal size group, isn't it, going to a game?
Yeah, but they're normally accompanied by other people going in the same direction.
Well, no, there was at the time. There was
Yeah.
like when I first got off at Tottenham Hale, but they was the 3 that I sort of
Clocked onto,
clocked
right.
on and thought, right, I'll follow them. They'll be going. Yeah.
How's your luck?
That was for the game. It was only last year actually. Karabag. Do you remember the massive train delays? And I think the game was delayed by half an hour actually.
Oh, was that the one where I struggled to get there as well, didn't
You
I?
struggled to get there, and Dragerson got sent off after 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that was our first ever. That was our
Yeah.
first ever. Yes, that was our first ever game last year in the yeah. If you think about it, how ironic, because I remember me and you looking at each other going, "Fuck me, this is going to be a long campaign, isn't it?"
Well, we'd had a shit journey in, the both of us.
Yeah.
Had a real shit journey in. So had everyone. I mean, a half-hour delay to the game sort of says enough how bad it would have been getting there.
Yeah.
And then you're not even all the people in the stadium, and you're down to 10 men.
Down to 10 men. If I remember rightly, though, I know we won. Didn't Johnson get our first goal in that game?
We got a penalty, I think. He won a penalty. Yeah.
I think or did Johnson score?
I think Johnson did score, yeah.
Well, the first one was a penalty.
I think the first one was, I think the keeper took Johnson out, I think, and then we scored the penalty. But anyway, going back to Prague, obviously Son, we got his mural. He had a little moment on the pitch before the game. Did you make it in for that?
I did. I was in seat. Yeah. Bovril in hand. I don't drink Bovril. That was a joke.
Oh, I love Bovril. Do you not drink it?
Never had it, mate. No, ain't it like gravy? Like warm.
It's gravy, yeah. No, Bovril is gravy, yeah.
Yeah. Why would you drink gravy?
I love gravy.
No, I do love gravy, but I'm not from up north. I couldn't drink it.
Do you know what? It's when it's a really cold night, it just warms you through. It's lovely.
Just have a cup of tea.
I'm not overly big on a cup of tea. And the hot chocolate's just like piss water.
I don't know. Have you had it in the new stadium, though? I think with this fucking £1 billion stadium, I'm expecting it to be top notch.
It's brown water, mate.
Well, have you had it?
I've had it. Yeah, it's not all that.
No, fucking hell. I'm so glad Levy's gone.
I don't think they sell Bovril anymore.
I wouldn't know, mate.
They used to in White Hart Lane, because I definitely remember having it.
Yeah, I know a few lads that used to have it all the time. Going back. I did make it in. Mixed feelings. I love the bloke. I love seeing him. Really, really liked his coat. That looked like a top-notch coat. But I just thought it was a bit. Like he rang up and went, "Can I speak?" "Yeah, come in." And he literally got there, was given a mic, and just rambled on about, don't forget about him, and I would love to see you all in LA. Well, all of us. What 47,000 of us, yeah? What would just pop up? I just thought it could have been a bit of Q&A, a bit of memories about the night, what's he been up to, and then he could maybe say a few nice words. But he sort of looked lost on there, to be fair, which is quite ironic because he never used to look lost on that pitch ever.
Yeah.
And then Ledley King sort of shuffled on and gave him the award. But do you know what? Taking all, it weren't perfect, but what a player, and he deserves his goodbye. He got a good.
Watching it on the telly, as I was, it looked like not complete packed, because we know obviously it's only 47,000 went that night, but it looked a lot busier than it normally does that long before kickoff.
It was, to be fair, and that was probably that was all for him. There was a lot of empty seats, which is obviously an issue in its own. But no, it was nice.
47,000 was the official attendance, mate. So that's we're looking 15,000 empty seats.
Yeah, just all you got to do, mate, is just do a family for 50.
They've got to price it right. They've definitely got to price it right. Yeah.
Family for 50. Family for 50. I know for a fact that my girls are gonna have some food at the stadium, so there's more money.
Yeah.
You know, just price it right. You just, you know, you just can't keep doing it. It's not good to see. And this is Champions League, by the way.
Well,
Like,
exactly
this is
that.
the
Yeah.
this is, you know, it don't matter. Like Dortmund, it'll be interesting to see because I know they've jigged the pricing for Dortmund, so it'll be interesting to see the sort of turnout that we get for there.
Well, also with Dortmund, that could be quite a crucial game because if we win that, that could have us in the top 8 going into the final game. So
Yeah,
you're going to need fans turning up. You're not going to want empty seats like the other night.
no, and to be fair, I think they will do. You know, when it comes down to it, you know, we'll turn out as we found out last year in the quarters and semis.
That semi-final, going back to that,
mate,
honestly, that atmosphere was terrific.
It was so, and obviously just being on the other end, so we was opposite the south stand, so we got the full effect of that tifo. It was it was just like fucking unreal, mate.
Seeing flags going both sides, and then when Brennan Johnson scored inside the minute, I thought the roof was going to come off that stadium. It was electric.
And this is why we do it, mate. This is why we do it, because it's for nights like that.
But going back to that though, that semi-final game was cheaper than this game that we had the other night.
Well, this is it, and this is it. And I get the competitions are different, but come on. But look, new owners in, we'll give them time to.
Yeah, because to be fair, you can't come in mid-season and change the prices. Those prices are set from the beginning of the season, so there's not an awful lot they can do now until really next year.
So how did they get to do the Dortmund one then? Do you know?
They revised them after a meeting with the supporters trust. Now, all the other Champions League games were set when Daniel Levy was still at the club. So if we need to go, obviously, if we finish below 8th in the playoff bits, this will be down to the new structure of the club deciding that pricing. And also Aston Villa FA Cup is also going to be an interesting one to see how they price that as well.
Yeah, again, that's family for 50, surely.
But in terms of the league games, the Premier League games, they're set for the whole season. There's no changing them, not until the summer.
Yeah, and look, and that's understandable. And don't get me wrong, the prices need to be looked at. But, you know, even with the prices set now, if we would add a bit more rhythm and a bit more, you know, identity, I still think more will be turning up anyway.
Yeah.
But no, they definitely need to look at the prices. I've said it and everyone knows it. You know, for years really. So, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely.
But going on to the game, mate, it was much of the same, really. Same, like energy was good, freedom, quick passing, blah blah blah. All that was all good. Man to man, that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Them matching us up man to man was just.
It was crazy to watch that.
It was. It was. Yeah, it was again like the energy. I've been to games where we've played this type of opposition, and it's a ball fest. It's boring, and you might get the win, but you don't come away like feeling satisfied. You know, they had a few chances to build. To be fair, they played their part, but we was at it from the first minute. Yeah. And that comes down to again energy. You know, the plan with the freedom, the movement. It was just very much like the Brentford. So although both oppositions are not great,
Yeah.
I would like to see if we can keep this energy and keep this this intensity for Forest. But yeah, good performance. I thought, mate. If I'm honest, good performance.
Yeah, sort of touching on Forest. Let's come on to that a little bit. How's he approached this? Because obviously, last two games, Xavi has played really, really well.
Yeah, good the other night again. Yeah.
But
By the
he's
way, I
played.
thought
Sorry, go on.
Odegaard was good the other night
Yes.
as well.
Yeah. Well, I think this strike force there of Kudos, Xavi, and Odegaard would probably be my preferred three. I would just have Kolo Muani up top instead of Richarlison.
Would you take Richarlison out? Would you?
I really like Kolo Muani. Yeah.
I do. But do you know what? I like him, and again, I like him. You know, even for the third goal for the penalty, that was all him
Yeah.
with the chest down. But I like him on the wing as well. I'm not sure where I like him better. He can certainly score.
Yeah,
But
he can.
I just think Richarlison, he's fit. He's not stop-start. He's playing. And it's the first time really in his Tottenham career where, touch wood, he's been like that. And I just think he's a bit of an handful.
He can be, yeah, but he can also have games where he goes missing. He's not consistent enough. I think Kolo Muani is a far better player than Richarlison. We've just not seen him fit enough. But hopefully, obviously, the more he'll play, the fitter he'll get. But I think with all the players that we have available to us right now, I think Odegaard, for me, is our best left winger. Kudos is our best right winger. And Xavi is our best number 10. So those are the three I'd definitely be going with. And there is an argument to start with Richarlison at this point in time. But I think long term, Kolo Muani would be my preferred choice over Richarlison, because I think that the fitter he gets, I think the better he's going to get as well.
So for me, I agree. I think he's a better striker than Richarlison. I think as it stands now, I'll probably go with Richarlison up front and Muani on the wing in our next game. Although there's, I thought Tell done well when he come on. And it's a good, discussion and debate to have. Tell comes on and, the other night I thought he was really determined.
Yeah, I like Tell. I do like Tell. And do you know what? I don't know if it's anything he's doing possibly in the gym, maybe. When he come last year, he looked a bit like a boy. And this year, he's definitely got a lot of strength. He's bulked out a bit, hasn't he? He looks a bit more of a unit, a bit more like he can hold his own. And I think that's actually benefited him on the pitch, because what we have seen of him, and it's only been bit part appearances off the bench, he has looked fitter, stronger, and just more ready for Premier League. Whereas last year, I don't feel he was quite ready. He looked like he was 19-year-old, and he looked like a 19-year-old. Whereas I feel like at the minute he looks that bit stronger.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, mate. I suppose it's options off the bench. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does.
I mean, Forest away is a tough one. They are playing as we record tonight. It's Thursday. They're playing in Holland, and I don't think they're in the top 8, Forest, of the Europa League. So they've got to, obviously, it's not like they can throw this game away. They've got to go there and try and get a result. So we're going to have a couple of days extra rest on them.
Yeah.
And also, we've got a full week after that Nottingham Forest game to prepare for the Liverpool game. So he's going to have time on the training pitch for both these games, really. So we are going to Forest still as the best away team in the league. So it will be interesting how he approaches it, because also you have got to think of the games coming up and the amount of rotation he's going to have to do over these next few weeks.
Yeah, well, look, if you look at it logic, he could probably go with the same strong XI for both of these games coming up with the week rest. So the next 2 games he can probably afford to go with, his strongest team, especially the back 4, back 5, and then obviously he can potentially mix and match the midfield and forward line. But it's a good opportunity for us to go to Forest, like you said, couple of days rest, and just stamp our authority with the energy. Now, he might play a bit different. He might be slightly more counter-attacking. But as soon as they get close to our goal, I want to see energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see aggression. I want to see, the blueprint of what I want to see moving forward, the minimum. I'm not saying we're going to press high and, invite them onto us. He might not do that.
Yeah.
But I certainly want to be, getting in their faces, at points in the game. And, yeah.
So what right now, because I feel like this is something that has been sort of levelled at Thomas Frank, is that he doesn't really know who his best team is right now. With the players that are fit and available for selection, what is your strongest 11? If we're going to, obviously, Forest on Sunday, and you get to pick the 11 of the players that are available, so obviously it doesn't include Solanke, Kulusevski, Madison, who are you picking?
Well, I think with the injuries we got to Ndongi, I think the back 5 picks itself.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any drama there. I think the midfield is where it can get tricky. Away from home, this game, I'll probably go Paulinho.
Yeah.
Just purely for his protection. Gray and Simmons.
Okay.
Kudos, Mawani and Richarlison for myself.
Right.
Not saying that's potentially the best team. When we've got the ball more and we want to be more expansive, then maybe I'll swap out Paulinho for an either Gray as a 6, who I do feel can develop into that. Maybe not now, so maybe a Bentancur as a 6 and Gray keeping as the 8.
Yeah, see, I don't see Gray as a 6. I just think he's an 8.
Honestly, I'm telling you, the boy's got it all.
No, don't get me wrong, I think he could do a job there, but I think his best position is an 8.
I think it's too young for him to have a position. What I would say is, and I'm not saying he's anywhere near there yet. He reminds me of a young Declan Rice in terms of he started as a centre back. He can get about the pitch. And I know Rice is a box to box at the moment.
Yeah.
But I do see, Gray playing as a 6 long term. But then, we might buy a brilliant 6 and he just develops into an 8. But
I think that's exactly what we need to do come this January window.
If you're talking about the Tottenham way, we want to go to Spurs and we want to be entertained, then the best way for me would be, and this is, say with Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
It'll be Gray as the 6, protecting. Bergville as the 8 and Simmons as the 10. That's the ultimate beautiful one-touch football that we all dream of see. Whether they're ready to do that against Liverpool and week in, week out, probably not. But, Simmons is, Paulinho is un-Tottenham-like in terms of, he's not great on the ball. He's not the quickest. He's not mobile. But Gray, I see him there as a 6. But so Forest, it would be that. It probably would be, a Bentancur, a Paulinho, Gray, and a Simmons for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're more likely to see Paulinho at Forest, and then I think you might swap him out for Bentancur against Liverpool.
So what would that be your team then? Would you go with the same?
Yeah, I think Bentancur and Polini are your two valid options as six at the moment. So I think
Yeah.
they sort of swap in and out for each other. But you're right, with the players we've got available, obviously Porro, Romero, Van der Ven and Spence, that picks itself with Vicario and goal. I do worry, by the way, that now Udogi's out until January. We don't know what point, early, mid or late January. The rotation at fullbacks,
Minimal.
I think Gray might have to suffer and cover at left back or right back, which he's
There
done
might be
previously,
times. There
because
might be times. Yeah.
we haven't really got anyone else, have we, really, for fullback? I mean, Van der Ven can do left back, but you don't really want him stretching his hamstrings, really. You want to keep him in at centre half. Definitely left back is a position for me that January you need to go out and sign.
So
Or
what you
right
do?
back if you're going to keep Spence on the left.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'll just keep playing them, mate. Just keep playing them. Just, play them.
No, but you do need that extra. Most teams have four fullbacks, two for each. We've got three. So we need a fourth, be it on the right if you're going to always see Spencer's covering with Udogi, or
Yeah.
you get an out and out left-footed left back, and Spence is more your cover for Porro.
We'll just go back to the Forest team. So complete your team then. What are you having the
so
same
obviously
team?
I've done me back four, my goalkeeper. I would go. I would go Palhinha, Gray, and I think I would go Xavi.
Yeah.
I do just have one reservation. I think you have to go Xavi. He's got two man of the match performances back to back, so I think you kind of have
always
to.
good. Yeah.
But obviously, this is away from home. A team like Forest, they're not going to give him time on the ball. So I do wonder, does he go out left and you put Bergville in a 10?
What are you doing then? Go on, tell us.
No, I'm going to bite the bullet and go Xavi. I'm going to be Tottenham.
Right. Yeah, go on then.
And then I'm going to go...
I know you're going to go left. I know you're going to go on the left.
Odebert on the left.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I like Odebert, mate. I do.
I know you do.
And then Kudos on the right and Kolo Muani up top. But I'm more than happy to play with Richarlison up top as well at the same time. I don't think there's an awful lot between them now. I just think Kolo Muani has got much more potential there than Richarlison once he's fully fit.
If Odebert rang you up and he said, look, come to the slums I was brought up in France, would you trust him to protect you?
Oh, yeah, all day, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I've got full trust. I really do like Odebert. I think there's a player there. And I think that he's still only, 21 years old?
Yeah, he's done. Yeah.
You know,
he's done all right, to be fair.
I think he's got to get better. Right. Yeah. I do think he had a bit more of a mixture to his game the other night in that he was either going down the line or cutting in. I would like to see him go down the line more and cross in. I feel like he cut in a lot more, but he's good on both feet, mate. He can do either. And that's the beauty of having a winger that is both footed, is that the fullback don't know which way to show him.
Yeah.
Like with Saka, for example, everyone knows he's going to cut in. He very rarely goes down the touchline. Kudos, he can do both. He can cut in or go down the touchline. And I think it's a little trick to your armour because the fullback just don't know what way to go.
Speaking of Kudos, did you ever watch the reboot of the Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Nah.
No. Well, there's a bit in it where April O'Neil is really close to getting killed really by a big bus or a van.
Right.
And one of the turtles stand in front of her and put their back to the van, and the van flips off the back and obviously does 50 million rock. Kudos could do that.
Yeah, good.
Kudos could do that, mate. I'm telling you. He's a machine. He frustrates me. I'm not going to lie. It's not all perfect with him. I think he holds on to the ball.
Yeah, he does. He makes some bad decisions at times.
And it's like, look at me. And I get that. But mate, he holds the ball up.
When he's up for it, mate, I wouldn't want to be that fullback, put it that way.
Mate, he gives me, just in pure strength, he gives me Dembele vibes.
Yeah. No,
I'm getting
I agree with
Dembele.
that. Because you can't get the ball off him.
You can't. You can't get the ball. And even if he has a bad game, you're not getting the ball off him.
Yeah.
But if he could just become a bit direct, oh mate, he'll be up there, mate. Double what we pay for him, no problem.
So go on, give me a prediction for Sunday.
Look, as we stand here now, mate. Look, I'm quite confident. We're good away from home, barring Arsenal. We should go there, right mentality, and stick it on them. You know, no game in the Premier League's easy. Dyche has come in, but I'm going to go for a 3-1 win, Tottenham, because you know Morgan Gibbs White is going to get a go.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Morgan Gibbs White. I'm going 2-1
It's just
Tottenham.
written in it. He's going to get a go.
I think it's going to be a bit tighter.
Fair enough.
One horrible stat that I was reading, Sean Dyche has Frank's number from when he was at Burnley and Everton. I think it was 8 meetings between the two, Thomas Frank has won 1, which was in 2022. And there's been 2 draws, and then Dyche has won 5.
Right, yeah. Oh, fucking hell. No, I'm going to get beat.
And also, in a lot of the games, Dyche has kept a clean sheet against Frank's teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, we'll see, mate. I'm looking forward to it, as always. But yeah, let's hope we win. Just to the listeners as well, we haven't recorded for a couple of weeks. We did actually do one a few weeks ago, Dan, but we had a problem, didn't we?
Technical issue there, yeah.
Technical issue.
It sort of uploaded, but didn't go out. It just had issues on it, so yeah, apologies about that. And then there's been work commitments. Obviously, it's coming up Christmas. We both work in recruitment. It's busy time of year, sorting out rotors and stuff. So, just quickly before we end the podcast, I do want to touch on your thoughts briefly on the January transfer window.
Semenyo. I'll tell you now, mate, this is how it should go. We should be all having a lovely night, and we all start holding hands, and then we do the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then our phone buzzes. Because we all get updates from Tottenham, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah? And it buzzes, we've put in a bid. Because I'm telling you now, other clubs will be putting
Romano, here we go.
Oh, that'll be good. Here we go. Then, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, your New Year's Eve just gets extended for 2 days.
Yeah.
You're on a 3-day bender. Here we go.
But no, so in terms of the whole window as a whole, what positions are you wanting to improve on?
Just going back to Semenyo, he would be my number. I watched Man City last night away to Man City, and I've still not given up hope of getting Savinho.
He done all right for them, you know.
He was fantastic when he come on. So City are linked with Semenyo, as are Liverpool, as are them lot down the road, as is probably most clubs in the world. But if there's a world where City do really want him, then that would not be a bad backup. But for me, after midnight, Bosh, put in a bid. And try and get that deal done, because he'll be my number 1. Other than that, mate, January's normally quite difficult. I think with Ndogi being injured, unfortunately again, we need to look to try and get a left back in. And for that, again, I'm not averse of world football. I'm not proclaimed to be some guy that watches all the football. I haven't got the time. One that's always what if for me is the guy that's not even playing at Sunderland at the moment, Dennis Kirkin.
Kirkin, and he's homegrown as well, so it wouldn't affect our Champions League squad.
Well, this is it. So that could be a no-brainer. Whether he's good enough to play Premier League at Tottenham, but what I see of him, he looks a very good player.
It does surprise me at Sunderland, because he played all of last season,
I
in the
know.
Championship final as well, player final.
Yeah, and I watched that. He
Yeah,
was good in that. I thought.
and the
I didn't know
Sunderland
whether we got.
fans like him. He was
I don't know
like,
whether we got. Did he pick up an injury and he's just not been able to dislodge the come at left back because Sunderland are flying.
they are
You know.
6 players though going to Africa Cup of Nations.
So yeah, I'm not sure if one of them's the left back, but yeah, he would be one to potentially look at. But other than that, I think overall we're crying out for a centre mid. Whether we can get that done in Jan, I'm not sure.
You've covered the 3 positions for me. Centre mid is my number 1 priority. And then left back is my number 2 priority, and then left wing is my 3rd. But of course, if you've got a player like Semenyo that we feel is gettable, you've got to go early with that. You've got to go early with that in Jan, because the others are going to be all over it.
And do you know what? It's a weird one because left wing at the moment we have got options. Mawani, I think, looked good, like you said.
Yeah, but we ain't got an out and out, have we? Like Odebert for me should be your backup coming off the bench and impacting games. But we haven't got a starter on that left. We haven't got a Kudos of the left.
Yeah, no, you're right. So yeah, they'll be my 3, mate. So yeah, let's see what it brings. But
the midfield, that we need a deep lying Carrick, Modric type player that sits there and could just spring the ball around. Who that is, we all know Adam Walton would be ideal. Getting him out of Palace would be near on impossible, I think, with Steve Parish. You see how he acted around the whole Eze transfer. I wouldn't know if I trust him. But
let's see.
He would be a fantastic signing, wouldn't he? He's like your Declan Rice signing.
Yeah, look, I don't think he's gettable in January, but yeah, someone of that mould. But I think, for me, I think the one that we're gonna, the one that's going to be in demand will be Semenyo. So,
but as you say, if City go for him and Savinha is the backup, well, I'm not complaining about that either.
I wouldn't be no, but I'll be all over that.
Nice one. Well, look, we'll be recording again Monday. So we'll come back on our predictions. You're going 3-1, I'm going 2-1.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're both right somewhere along the line. But we have a good weekend, mate. And I will catch up with you then.
See you, mate. All the best to you. See ya. Bye.